Ooh, good timing. Can you play an instructive Italian or Ponziani? But again, against the French, I can't play either opening. I'll play a two knights attack, how about? So after d5, I'll play knight c3. And it's an opening that I probably more commonly play against Caro Kann. But it's an easy opening to pick up for white. Maybe there's no guarantee black will play d5. Oh, Casey also wants Ponziani. I'll try and deliver at some point this tournament, but we'll need to get e4, e5. Exchange French, it's already too late for. If I wanted to play Exchange French, I could have taken and played d4.
2 years of chess bliss. Great content.
Thank you, Mr. Patou, who I formerly called Mr. Potato. Also, welcome back, Johnny Biscuit. So we're going into one of the main lines. And the idea of this line is not actually to like keep the pawns in the center. Very often black will play c5 and even sometimes f6. And in these cases, I'm more than ready just to take the pawns. And this variation, it's more about piece play, especially with the knights and bishops. The main line is c5 takes, and then I'll get a setup with bishop d3 and bishop f4. And the pieces will hopefully find some harmony. This is a line I learned many, many years ago. Used to be one of the main things I played against the French online. These days I mix it up more. I play some Ortho Schnapp, play some Wing Gambit. The other day I had a really nice game. The last title Tuesday, I beat Grandmaster Rustemov in this French advanced variation. I ended up sacking 3 pawns, and then later on I sacked some pieces. But here we have kind of the quintessential development for white. And there's a few moves for black. There's castling, there's f6, there's queen b6. So castling it's a move. It's following opening principles, but it pretty much loses on the spot. And that's one of the really nice things about this variation is the potential for the Greek gift. And now we're going to see black regretting their life decisions. But it's still a question, because I have queen d3 or h4. Or queen g4. Queen g4 allows knight e5. I'm looking at h4, knight takes e5, h5, king f6. So I'm pretty sure I've studied this exact position at some point. And I'm going to go with what was basically my first impression, is to put the queen on g3. And this does not look fun for black to defend. But looks really fun for white to attack. Now I could take on e6, which is kind of a triple fork, but I don't think there's any need. Let me calculate. So queen g3, queen e7. Maybe what I do there is play h4. I was looking at queen g3, queen e7, knight e6, king f7. But I want the king to just run away. So, okay, let's start with queen g3. Yeah, the big problem is the king can't run backwards. Knight is really well placed. There's guaranteed discoveries. I'm threatening to win. I mean, this would be like a quadruple discovery fork type of thing. And king h6 doesn't help because it walks into the diagonal of the bishop. It is true I could have taken en passant with check, because the pawn would be removed. But after takes, king takes, there'd be knight h7, but I think white would run out of steam a little bit in that line. Here I'm just gaining steam. Really not easy for black to find a move. So queen e7, probably the best try. And my Yeah, my game plan was to play h4. I think I'll go ahead and just do it. I mean, it can be fun to calculate all the discoveries, but um, yeah, there's a pretty lethal threat of h5 here. But does h5 lead to forced mate? h5, king h6. I take king h7. At some point, I'd probably take the rook, take the pawn, and life will be good. Yeah, welcome back to more people.
Hey
Does the
Eric,
bishop
I
get
struggle
stuck?
with deciding how to allocate my time in games. How do you know
Oh,
when to keep evaluating a position and when to just make the move you have in mind?
yeah, that's a fair question. Every situation is different, and a big part of getting better at kind of time management is through experience. It also depends how much time you have. Like in a classical game, if you're playing an over the board game where you have 90 minutes or 2 hours per side, you can easily spend like 5 to 10 minutes in the more critical situations. But if you're playing like online blitz or rapid, then you have to judge in what situations to rely more on intuition. I mean, generally, it's kind of a skill within itself is to identify critical moments and then kind of have in the back of your mind whether or not you're going to spend time in the critical moments. Um, so in this position, for example, I could have spent a lot of time like calculating, but I figured I'd go for a move that just kind of keeps all the pressure. And now here, actually, this is interesting. So black's giving back the piece. Now, do I want to throw in? If I throw in this discovery, doesn't really do much. And if I take, yeah, this isn't super straightforward. I could play h5. Like here, I'm slowing down because there are options. Like I could take and play h5, and both of them have their own lines to calculate. There's also this movement of 3 that allows the king to run back. Let's look at h5 because I'd imagine, well, if king f6, I fork, king goes back, I take, and whatever takes back, I win the knight. I'll be up material there. So does the king have to go here? If it goes there, I'd probably knight f7 at the very least. I also have 96. Okay, let's calculate. 96, king h7 is forced. Wow, there's almost en passant checkmate. Okay, I'm going for h5 because it seems good in every line. There's a funny line, king h6, knight takes e6, g5, en passant. But it's not mate because queen h4, but then it's checkmate. Oh, it's such a funny en passant. It's en passant double check too. We're probably not going to see it play out. It'd be really funny though. I remember like seeing someone had run a script to generate like a bunch of games that ended in en passant checkmate, and I reviewed some of the best ones. And this was like a very common theme among those games. You take on like after g5, you take on en passant on g6. But yeah, we're not seeing it play out here. Now, yeah, the calculation was knight h7. I have this move too. Oh, there's so much fun to be had. I'm slowing down again because yeah, I gotta look at my options. There's also queen h4, just guaranteed discovery. But I think I just cash in. Like knight h7, king here, and then I take. And then whatever takes, I take the knight, and I'll be up material. Yeah, sometimes these Greek gift style attacks, it's common for them to end in checkmate, but it's also common for them to end with just white getting some material advantage. And yeah, I'm essentially up the exchange now. I have a rook for bishop, and both knights are hanging. If black saves this knight, I'll save this knight. If black takes, then I take. So life is good. Why not queen g6? Oh yeah, queen g6 would lose a queen. Sometimes easy to miss the backward knight moves. I think black's doing their best job to at least stay alive for a bit longer. Because I'm not immediately like mating or anything. But the position's still really nice. Isn't this position not sound? Yeah, it's less sound for black. All right, so the queen defends the bishop. It's a question now if I want to go in with the knight or retreat with the knight. I think I just retreat. A knight can find a new home on the king side. After the game, I'll share some of the funny lines, maybe some additional ideas from this opening as well. Used to be one of my favorite openings to play against the French. Now, these days, it's fun to mix things up. I'll play king f1. I could play c3, but more interested in just winning the pawn. The king is pretty safe here. I think the rook is happy to stay on the h-file. Eric, do you have secret prep to show us? Shall I leak more preparation? At this stage of my chess career, I'm really fine like sharing whatever secret prep that I have. That's one of the benefits of, I guess, still playing competitively, but not really trying. Like, since I'm not really trying to get the Grandmaster title, I'm just sharing whatever like cool things that I find. Would like to play knight f4. Would like to play this. Would like to play this. There's rook h4. A lot of moves to choose from. Now, this situation, I should not overthink because, like, whatever I do, like, as long as I don't blunder, should be doing well. So I'm deciding to improve one piece that was not doing anything. And with rook c8, not happening immediately, I'll keep the queen in the center. Rook h3. Oh, the bishop is on d6, though. Maybe now it's time for knight f4. So I'm allowing this, but then queen c4 check. And if knight gets to g6, then yeah, things get even better. There's also ideas of just going after the e-pawn, like rook e1, queen c4. Hey, it's Nate Brady. What's up, Nate Brady? Shout out to Nate. I think Nate was also streaming this rapid tournament. Hope you had a good one. I played Nate a few weeks ago in the same hourly rapid arena, and there is very likely to be a YouTube video coming. Knight g6. Yeah, if you're just joining, this is my first game of the tournament. I did late join the tournament, but have a nice position. Trying to finish things off. Oh, wow. Wow. Am I in trouble? That's a double attack. I have to take, I think. Wait, it's not so simple. Ah. I have king e2 as well. Like king e2 might just save me. Because then... Actually, king e2 looks quite nice. Delayed bond cloud. It's not what I really wanted, but I think it's what I have to do. So this way, bishop g2 or queen g2 no longer come with check. This bishop is still hanging. My rook's defended. I think things are okay. I should have been more alert to danger, though. Yeah, rook d8's definitely the best try. I'm thinking about taking. And queen a7 check. There's also queen h4. And queen h4. It's not so simple, though. Queen h4, queen g2. Maybe rook g1. Yeah, kudos to my opponent for fighting back. Like, using the bishop pair. My rooks are, I mean, purely defensive here. At this point, I just want to trade queens. That's a tricky move. I think rook h3. Just defend. Is there sound? I'm not hearing sound.
Thanks for all the great content.
A5, wow. Okay, maybe now this. Oh, thank you. Krell54, welcome back. Yeah, the knight defends the queen. So now I'm up a full rook. A full 2 rooks. I lose this, but...
Oh no, my queen.
Oh yes, my 2 rooks. Welcome back to Leorel Lucky. Is this checkmate? This is checkmate. Okay. I was fortunate to survive there. Yeah, I let things slip a little bit. Like maybe f1 wasn't the safest place for the king. Rook c1 may have been just not a useful move. Like maybe I should have started with this or this. I do want to show the funny line though. Because if king h6, it's so close to en passant checkmate. I would play this. And the idea was if king h7, I take the rook with check. Like here, takes, and... Oh, there... f4 I just take. Yeah, this would be nice. So I was looking at g5, and then en passant, double check, because both pawns remove themselves. So now the bishop and king, or bishop and rook, are checking the king. And it's one of these rare double checks that the 2 pieces checking did not move on the previous move. It was a pawn that moved. And it's not quite mate, but it's mate after... Oh, it is mate. It is mate. Oh, that's so funny. I was calculating queen h4, but the bishop is also checking. So you can't, yeah, you can't block a double check. I was wondering why I couldn't grab the queen. Oh, that would have been a funny alternate finish to the game. Yeah, this line is pretty venomous, actually. Like, this position has been reached over 100,000 games on Lichess, and 16,000 people have castled, which is just a blunder. And it's crazy because the most common move is queen b6, which looks good at first because it's attacking this pawn and this pawn. But if black plays this move, then they're on the verge of falling into another trap. White can simply castle, and if queen takes b2, which is the most played move, there's another trap here, knight b5. I'll leave the database open. And there's been almost 20,000 games. And now the queen is very stuck. White's threatening to fork on c7. There's also, I believe there's a threat of bishop d2, bishop c3 trapping the queen. And then if castling, white can... It's actually really important to play correctly here as white, because I think bishop d2 is working, but even stronger is bishop takes h7, the same Greek gift. But after takes knight g5, king g8, this is white to move. And I've turned off the database because I want to keep some suspense. But I want to run a poll here. White to move. How would you continue? And there's two moves to choose from. There's queen h5 and queen d3. I've shown this on stream maybe a long time ago, but it's been a while. I'm thinking I'll put this whole like game and analysis on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to comment below the move that you would play. We can see in Twitch chat, I don't want to hide the board, but we see the poll here. 69% for queen h5, 31%. Okay, it's shifting a little bit. Little bit more time to vote. Some people are right, some people are wrong. Okay, 68% for queen h5, 32% for queen d3. So it would be a very, very bad mistake to play queen h5, even though 77 people want to play this move. And let me see the stats. Yeah, queen h5 is the most played. Queen h5 is a typical Greek gift move, but it walks into queen takes c2, defending from a distance. And white just has no attack here. White sacked the bishop, and there's not really a follow-up, and black is just up a piece and winning. So it's very, very important to start with queen d3, which is not a typical Greek gift move, but it has the same threat. And yeah, black usually plays g6. There's not too many moves here. G6 or f5, we're going to do the same thing. But then we swing over to h3. And the difference here is because black moved the g-pawn, the diagonal's obstructed. Queen c2 no longer covers h7. And white's just, I think, mating by force, right? Hey, it's Josh. What's up, Josh? Just in time for some crushing attack. Yeah, if you're just joining, I just played a game from a fun opening against the French. And I believe this is forced mates. Yeah, just made in a few more moves. Same thing with f5. f5, queen h3, and there's no queen c2. So it's a good one to know. But if you play this line as white, you should be aware of the Greek gift after castling, and then this line, if they take on
Nice
b2.
instruction.
Oh, thank you, Chesak. So anyway, this is going to be a whole YouTube video, how to crush the French defense with a two knights attack. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Subscribe to Axer Typo if you want to see Scrabble content. Shout out to Axer Typo.